the 4 division leaders in the International Hockey League. From San Diego, this is the IHL. Next. And welcome, everybody. San Diego, California. This is the San Diego Sports Arena. The Milwaukee Admirals take on the San Diego Gulls. International Hockey on the Deuce. And this is the team that is ranked #1 in the Central Division of the I. These are the Admirals of Milwaukee, and this is a very veteran team you're going to see tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about the guys on the ice, not the guys up here. We're veterans, but we don't like to admit it. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, delighted to have you with us. And that really is what you're going to see tonight. Here's a Gulls team with half their team or more under the age of 24. The other side of it, the Admirals, their youngest player is 24 years old.
They got a terrific hockey team. I got to tell you, the Milwaukee Admirals are a team that's got a lineup that's just full of ex-NHL players. And to win in any league, you've got to have guys that can score. Boy, there is a lineup in Milwaukee of scorers, starting with Tony Herkus. He has had some decent National Hockey League seasons in his career. But before that is when Tony Herkus made his name. He was the '87 Hobey Baker Award winner. That's the Heisman of hockey and college hockey in the U.S. 2 years ago, he led the I in scoring with 132 points. And a lot of people will remember Gino Cavallini from his days in Calgary, also in St. Louis and Quebec City. His brother Paul plays for the Dallas Stars, and he is sitting out with the lockout. Gino's playing. Gino's earning a paycheck. He says smaller than Paul's, but he is at least employed.
For San Diego, these guys are employed too and trying to earn a living the hard way because they're learning the game. A lot of young kids on this team looking for some veteran support.
Toughest part, Gary, when you've got a young team is when you've got young defensemen, because older teams like the Milwaukee Admirals come in and they go, I smell kids back there on the blue line, and they just attack all the time. Well, help has arrived a little bit for the San Diego Gulls. Last week when we were here a week ago, Fedotov played on the blue line. It was his first game back. He is in shape now, so he will help. You can see that in a couple of games he has scored a goal. And one game so far, that's how many games Pat Neaton has played with the San Diego Gulls. The Pittsburgh Penguins loaned Pat Neaton to San Diego. Neaton had been playing in Cleveland with the Lumberjacks in the International League. A welcome sight for Coach Walt Kyle, because he didn't have enough offense to move the puck out of his own zone. So a little bit of breathing room, but believe me, the San Diego Gulls are underdogs in this game.
So you got the youth and the adrenaline of San Diego and the experience against the veterans of the Milwaukee Admirals coming up here. What do you think?
Well, a lot of players are going to Europe as well, Gary. To me, all of this means that the players have now decided that this is going to be, it's already, to me, a long dispute and a long deal, a long work stoppage. The players now have confirmed everybody's fears. They expect this to go much longer.
Take a look at the list of players who already have moved overseas to play. Jaromir Jagr, who headed Pittsburgh with Lemieux out of there. Those are all starting hockey players. Take a look at the other countries, including Russia. 18 players from the National Hockey League have agreed to go to Russia. They're going to tour the country, kind of an all-star tour, while the lockout's underway. And notice at the bottom of the list, Peter Forsberg in Sweden. Sweden Elite League said, no, you can't play. The club said, oh, yes, they can. Forsberg and 3 others played on Thursday.
And, you know, from a minor league hockey player standpoint, and let's come at this for a second from that perspective, because that is what we are covering, the International League. Those players playing in Europe don't mean a thing to the players that are playing in the International League. But Alexei Yashin of the Ottawa Senators the other day signed with the Las Vegas Thunder and has already played. And I want to tell you something, having been in both locker rooms this morning, San Diego's and Milwaukee's, the players are sour, because in 1992, when the NHL players went on strike, their union asked the International League's union to be sympathetic. They said, please don't cross our picket lines. The International League supported them and did not cross the picket lines. With Yashin signing with Las Vegas, and if other players sign, it will knock International League players out of jobs. Take note, the NHL players, the I guys are not going to support you if you ask them to support you with another strike.
And Yashin got a deal where he can go back to the National Hockey League if, in fact, they start playing there. That's what's going on in the NHL. There's no play in the near future. But we've got play tonight. IHL, the Admirals of the Gulls. We're ready to go. Milwaukee, #1 in the Central, coming into this 6-3-1, while San Diego's last in the West, 2-6-1. Quickly in on goal, shot to score. Milwaukee has gone up with the very first shot of the game. Mike McNeil, his 3rd of the season. It is 1-0, 9 seconds. seconds into this hockey game.
Wow, Gary, if it wasn't a set play, it was certainly something that McNeil was familiar with. When the draw was won, here's the long dump that Alan Bester let go. Man, turned out to be a bad decision because McNeil blew by his guy. I mean, there was a hard cross-corner dump. Alan Bester assumed that his D-man was coming back to get it, so he let it come out through his crease. You know what? This is the checking line that Milwaukee has to try to stop the Hughley McDonough line. They've already scored.
Joseph drops it off. McNeil again, and the save made and covered up 2 quick chances. Alan Bester, welcome to this hockey game. The starting goaltender for the San Diego Gulls has already seen one go by him.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the shot now. Here's the long cross-corner dump, and you have to think that that's a set play because it was a sure icing. That puck was shot from the Milwaukee blue line all the way across corner and out in front. It was a set play that Alan Bester was caught with.
That's a set play. I'm not playing billiards against him.
No, I tell you. And you know what Bester was telling me today, Gary, is that recently they changed the yellow kick plate on the bottom so that it's really true, and you get great true bounces on those flat dumps.
And Cavallini just missed getting one there as he surprised Bester. Bester shook his head after that shot by Cavallini as the Admirals, the veteran team, putting pressure on early. Cavallini is offside on the near side. Veteran Cavallini had a great opportunity as he took that shot. 31-year-old who's played 593 National Hockey League games.
We've got him mic'd, and he said something right on cue. He said to Tony Herkus, nice draw.
Right to him.
Yep.
Right to the top of the circle. Boy, they got some power out there.
Yeah, they sure do. I mean, you know what it is, Gary, when you've got guys that are veteran players, not so much the skating. Yeah, it's part skill. They think the game so well and so much better than young players.
Here they are. Herkus and Cavallini dumped to the side of the net. These two working together. Punched around near side. Sylvain Couturier is the other forward on this line. Again, in the middle, Couturier lets it go to the point. Turn around. Jammed up. Side of the net. Bounced up in the air off Herkus's helmet. Comes to the near side boards. The Gulls Lilly trying to find a little room here as they bounce it off the back of the net. Marshall turns it around. Third out near side intended for John Lilly. Too far in the front. The other end, Jim Rivnak. Outstanding start for Rivnak for the Milwaukee Admirals, who's watched the first 2.5 minutes of this game and seen his team take a quick 1-0 lead. Fedotov goes back to get it in behind his own net. Fedotov played in his first game last week while we were here. He's really helping along the blue line, and Pat Neaton has joined this team. He's helping. Shot. Rivnak score! It's tied up. Jimmy Rivnak missed it. Brian Sullivan wristed it as he went through the circle, and the goaltenders probably want to go back and start all over again as Walt Kyle of the Gulls looks out and says, thank you. It's 1-1.
You know who else is saying thank you is Alan Bester at the other end. He is saying, okay, at least now we're back to an even start. Jimmy Rivnak is a big guy. He's 6'2", 200 pounds in goal. When Sullivan went wide, I expected Rivnak to be out challenging him because Rivnak has support coming back down the middle. But Sullivan looked like he found the armpit right under his right arm and has tied it.
Those of us involved at ESPN, he's from South Windsor, Connecticut. Ryan Sullivan, the 25-year-old, has tied this game up at 1-1 as the offense comes in a hurry. Sullivan drops it off. McDonough brings it in. Hughley McDonough, the veteran, who they're looking to score, and he has struggled early on in the season for the Gulls in the offense department. Painter put the check on for the Admirals. Can't clear it out along the point. Bernier had it, lost it. Admirals back the other way. McNeil had it knocked down, and they were onside and didn't realize it. McLeod brought it back out. Dumped in front. Shot was partially fanned on. You see the Admirals charging the net. The coach telling us this morning that is their game plan. They love to drive. Their defense of this Admirals team will always be involved in the offense. They love to go at it.
Walt Kyle, San Diego's coach, described them with one word: active.
Very. First goal came in 9 seconds. The Admirals, McNeil from Evans and Joseph, tied up by Sullivan, who got his fourth at 1:40 from Ruchin and Fedotov. Game tied at 1-1. Donatelli overskated, dropped back into the middle, couldn't be handled, and the Admirals will get it out of the zone. Govadaris up on the near side. Govadaris dropped it back. Shot on, save made to the side by Bester on Tomlak. Mike Tomlak the opportunity that time. He's able to hold it in. Again, Bester there to play it around far side. Dave Mackey was there and lost it. And as the game kind of settles down a little bit here, Sacco got it out of the zone. Sacco working on Donatelli's line. Govadaris drops it back. Cleared through center to Tomlak. Tomlak bounces off the near side boards. Govideras came back to get it. Govideras reaching, tipped it away. Almost had a pass to himself that time. Van Impe cleared in the other way. Chasing it down, Brad Warenka. Warenka round near side. Sacco is there. Sacco looking for the offensive opportunity. Got wiped out by Balashek. Puck still loose in the slot. Jammed at, knocked down, and cleared out of the zone. Mackey got it out. Both teams trying to get changes underway here. The Gulls, Darren Van Impe on defense will clear it in. Gulls will go with 5D in tonight's game. Their blue line having been helped out by the first two we were talking about, with Neaton joining this team and Fedotov ready to play. They will be out there a lot.
And Fedotov and Neaton are now their numbers 1 and 2 D-men. So what Coach Kyle was able to do is plug them in as numbers 1 and 2 and drop the numbers 5 and 6 guys.
ESPN2's coverage of the International Hockey League is brought to you by Super Bomberman 2 from Hudson Soft. Games that rock. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, delighted to have you with us as you take a look at the Milwaukee Admirals. Third game of a 4-game road trip. Don McAdam closest to you is the assistant coach. Paul Whitliff on the left. The man who is their GM and coach has been with his team since 1980. Whitliff's been the GM since that date, and this is the 4th time around as a coach.
Yeah.
All with Milwaukee.
You know, I introduced myself to him today, and he said, you know what, we've already met. And I said, really? When? He said, I attended the Philadelphia Flyers training camp in 1971, and you were there. Gosh, how could I have forgotten?
Down low, the shot, and the save made by Bester. Rebound, Bester covers it and holds on to it. Pressure again, Tony Herkus, the famous Herkus Circus. This guy who in '93 played with Indianapolis and led the International League in scoring.
132 points, 47 goals, and a pile of assists. Tony Herkus has had a terrific career in the minor leagues and has had some decent output in the NHL, but he just hasn't been able to stick. Interestingly enough, Gary, 2 years ago when he had that big year in Indianapolis, it earned him a spot on the St. Louis Blues roster for most of last season.
He can play, and you're right, Bill, the NHL level has just never worked for him. Game tied at 1-1. The Gulls giving McDonough. McDonough trying to clear it up along the near side boards. Couldn't get it out. Finally poked away to center. It'll be the Admirals controlling there. Brian Dobbin. Dobbin's another guy who can score. Dobbin, a terrific minor league player, has put up enormous offensive numbers in the International Hockey League.
And Gary, he's playing in a checking line in tonight's game. And he was out there on that first shift when McNeil scored. That's how versatile Brian Dobbin is. He's a terrific scorer, but he knows how to check.
And how deep they are. Centering pass, defense moving in, shot over the net high. Dobbin had the opportunity. As their defense come in for one, Dobbin again comes to the middle. Poke checked away from him. Control down low. They're getting all the chances, and they're getting them where they want it. McDonough breaks it out. Sullivan's with him on the right side. Sacco brings it in. Sullivan was offside, had to stay outside the zone. Fedotov in, open shot. Save made, a whistle, an offside call, and the Admirals don't like the fact Fedotov took that shot. Fedotov took the shot on the offside. Kent Painter went right after him, but boy, I think that was pretty close. The whistle came a little late.
We saw one like that here a week ago that wasn't even close, but Fedotov to me looked like he was in full windup when the whistle blew.
Very late whistle on the offside. They still went after him. This game tied 1-1 in San Diego.
Listen for the whistle and make up your own mind. Well, it sounded like there was a little whistle, but the big whistle was when Fedotov was coming down.
They pick up matching minors for the skirmish behind the net. Painter and Fedotov both go. So the teams will skate 4-on-4. Evans has it behind the net for the Admirals, who are in their travel blue uniforms, and the Gulls in their primary white. Shot save made by Bester. Rip shot by Trevor Sim. Surprise starter tonight. Wasn't scheduled to go until he got out, took the pregame warm-up. There he is, intercepting the pass. Sim starts it back the other way. Sim, who can play a pretty strong physical game. One of the reasons he's in there tonight. Puck checked away to Maniluk. Maniluk of the Gulls trailing the play. Looking. Can't find anybody down the middle. He hasn't picked up a goal yet this season. An assist in 5 games. He's playing with Lilly on the line in the middle with him. Ken Sabrin. Sabrin drops it back for Evans behind the net. A very good defensive pairing right there. Sean Evans and Ken Sabrin. Size and experience for the two of them, and they'll be on the ice a lot tonight. Gulls from behind their own net, and Van Imp went back to get it. Van Imp starting it through the middle. Lilly is out there. Game we played here last week, Lilly did not play. He had been injured. John Lilly playing in his 7th game of the season, has a couple of goals. Wrapped around the boards. Out of the zone comes Govaderis. Govaderis on the fly. He's got 9 goals. Govaderis tied up by Fester at the side of the net. Keep an eye on Chris Govaderis, their youngest player. He's among the leaders in goals scored as he has picked up 9. Kicked away. Admirals able to hold it in. And it'll be dumped down low as Randy Valashek, working at the point, held that one in. There's Brad Warenka. You see the defenseman up in the corner. Forwards coming back to help out on the near side. Randy Valashek again. Valashek dumped it off. The defenseman follows through with the play and goes down low. Valashek set up in front of the net. Tomlak looking for him. Govaderis again. Govaderis spinning. There's a lot of weaving and skating going on. Govaderis penalty coming up. He clearly got held by Steve Ruchin. Ruchin just grabbed him as he'd gotten a half step on him.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Admirals, their coach even said before the game, Don McAdam, their associate coach, that we cycle the puck really well. And cycling's nothing more in general than skating in circles. 2 or 3 guys working on the cycle down low. And at that time, Govaderis was spinning and skating in a circle high in the zone. But Govaderis has got great wheels. Watch this. He just crossover. See the crossovers? He's accelerating as he's turning. And he just pulled away from Ruchin.
2nd in the league in goals, Govaderis, and their youngest player got held by Steve Ruchin. And a power play, and it'll be a 4-on-3 power play since they had those matching minors. This Govaderis, he ought to be breathing hard. He did a lot of skating on that last shift. All right, here's a power play chance. Let's see what the Admirals can do with it. Admirals are 11th in the league with 17 teams on the power play. They're 8 for 46. And you saw the Gulls shorthanded. They are ranked 15th in the league. McLeod off the near side point. Now a 5-on-4 power play. Cavallini. Here Cavallini talking. Painter's shot was blocked out deep and cleared out of the zone. Power play for the Admirals, who are in dark. Good play by Yumi McDonough, who blocked that, and he felt it. Headed to the bench for a line change after he blocked that shot. Couturier takes it into the corner. Couturier had it taken away by Clark Donatelli. Gulls trying to clear, got caught up in the jersey, no whistle, just spun around with it, and it stays in the zone. Painter.
I'm not so sure that was a jersey catch as it was a hand catch that Dave Sacco made look real good.
Right up against the boards. Puck comes free, shorthanded opportunity. Sacco moving with a puck. Sacco looking to the middle. Sacco! Save made by Ribnak. Backhand shot on a shorthanded chance. Tony Herkus. Herkus the move, but he's offside. He wasn't. Couturier was on the other side. A minute 1 second left on the power play for the Admirals.
Another good save by Jimmy Rivnak. You know, the big reason that Coach Walt Kyle was happy to get Pat Neaton, number 25 in white, is for his ability to join the rush and his ability to move the puck. So here comes the rush out of the zone. There is Sacco on the left, Dave Sacco. The player that catches him on the right in white, that's Pat Neaton, the defenseman. He's only 180 pounds, so he's very, very quick. He is not going to win any battles against huge guys in the corners, but he'll steal the puck and simply lug it out of the zone. I mean, he's a great offensive defenseman in this league.
Sacco won the draw and gets it back. The Gulls are shorthanded here for another 51 seconds. First power play of the game, a 5-on-4 chance. Evans back to get it. You'll hear that name a lot tonight. Sean Evans, 29-year-old, who played in Italy last year. And again offside, and they'll come back outside for the draw. There's the man we were talking about. Didn't play here last week because of an injury, but John Lilly's in the lineup tonight.
No, but he got in a scrap in the last game that these guys played a couple nights ago. They knocked off Denver for their 2nd win. They had gone 7 without a win, and John Lilly got in a scrap. He's 5'9" and weighs 175 pounds, and he took on a guy about twice his size. Didn't matter. Somebody had run their goaltender, had run Alan Bester, and John said, I was the closest guy. I had to go. But it's things like that. Little guys do that. That's where the glue comes from that starts to bond a team and hold it together. As a 175-pounder doing the job of a 210-pounder. Why? Because he was the closest guy. I had to go.
He's out of Boston University, and the U.S. Olympic team played at Seattle last year, where he had 22 goals, 28 assists, and a just a short season after coming off the Olympic program. Lily's only 22 years old. He's a real prospect for the National Hockey League.
And as he told us during that interview, a very well-spoken young individual. It was a lot of fun interviewing Mark Beaufait and Dave Sacco and also John Lilly. They had a lot of fun. So
Olympians. Gulls sends it in. Power play still underway. The Admirals have been offside in this power play 3 times. Now it's cleared out of the zone. They've got to chase it down in their own end. Brad Wawrinka coming back to get it. Only 14 left on this power play. Game tied. McNeil for the Admirals and Sullivan for the Gulls. Still an advantage. 7 seconds for the Admirals to get it into the zone. They play it along the near side point. Cavallini, Gulls pushes it out. Short-handed chance just out of the penalty box. Didn't know what to do with it. Back in, shot, save made as it's kicked around to the near side. What an opportunity. I'm not sure if he thought he was offside, but he kind of held onto the puck and didn't take off with it. Back the other way, save made. Bester kicks off the boards hard. Even strength now. Dobbins shot that one wide. Rebound in the corner. Donatelli trying to do something with it. Turned it, and they will get it out of the zone. Vernier, both teams changing it up. That was a strange play.
Well, Gary, you know, we don't have everybody mic'd in this game, but I would bet that was a simple matter of neither player communicating verbally. Somebody's got to take charge and say, I got it.
Nobody did. And he was all alone. Could have broken in probably for a breakaway chance and didn't realize it. Back the other way. McDonough comes back to get it. San Diego Gulls led by Ubi McDonough with 6 goals, 6 assists. 12 points on the season. McDonough leads the team in the goals. Sullivan put the check on. Marshall's got it. Marshall's pass blocked out deep by McLeod.
I got it. Hochi.
That's Cavallini you're hearing. It'll be taken back in behind the net where the Admirals will start. McDonough's up on the forecheck. He whipped it, tried out, didn't get it. Shot over the head. Marshall had the chance and shot it over Ridnack's head. He just intercepted that at the blue line. Lonnie Loach held it in, shot, and that one goes over the other shoulder of Jim Ridnack. Marshall on the near side. His shot deflected wide. Admirals now starting to hang on to some goals, and the San Diego fans wanted to call, won't get it. Marshall comes back to get it. That's Jason Marshall, the 23-year-old defenseman. Marshall starts it up ice after the line change is made, gets it back himself, and offside the Gulls. 9:10 left to go, first period here on the Deuce. The Admirals and Gulls tied up.
I can take a look at that miscommunication play. John Lilly chasing the puck and Steve Ruchin coming out of the penalty box. Okay, I got it. No, you take. Wait, no. Okay, yeah. No, you. Wait, no, you. Okay, I'll take it. Gosh, they caught up to us.
And God's all alone.
Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, it looked like just a matter of one of the guys saying, I got it. And really, John Lilly had the speed coming up the ice, so he has to make that call.
And didn't. Chased down at the side of the net. Ubi McDonough also mic'd tonight for the Gulls. In the middle, shot it wide of the net. You can hear him go, oh, Tony Herkus was all alone and didn't get a shot on net. Cleared around the boards. That's Cavallini. On the near side, Sabrin's got it. Sabrin up. Cavallini had it bounce off his body over the glass and into the seats. Shots 8-4 in favor of Milwaukee. Herkus would like that one back. Boy, he doesn't get many of those chances even in this league. One of the league leaders as far as assists are concerned, and he's got an 8-game scoring streak underway. He's had 11 points in the last 8 games for Tony Herkus.
Played for North Dakota when he won the Hobey Baker Award in 1987. You know, I asked him before the game who the other finalists were for the Hobey Baker, and he couldn't remember. I mean, he moved on after that. I mean, at least it was a sign he's not living in the past. He said, I think Joe Neuendijk was one, maybe Craig Janney, Brian Leach. I said, boy, some good company.
Yeah, and that's also, we won't even tell you who was mic'd on that one. The linesman is calling a penalty, I think, here. The linesman may be assisting the referee on a major. I'm not sure, but it was the linesman on the near side who called, or maybe it's just an icing call. I guess it's just going to be an icing call. He made the call in a hurry, and Cavallini was not happy about it, as you heard.
You figure?
Yeah, you figure. That's probably true.
Well, here's why he wasn't too happy with it. Let's see if he had a legitimate gripe. Well, in the linesman's defense, Gino knows that puck hit him first. I mean, you don't put up that kind of a fuss if it didn't hit you first, but tough ball.
Yeah. players falling all around him that time in order to see it. Back the other way, Gulls' shot deflected to the near side corner. Game tied 1-1, 8:05 to go here in the first period. It's been wide open as we had expected. That usually would indicate the Admirals would have the advantage, and they have in the shots, but not necessarily in the scoring chances in this game. Turned on in the corner, the Gulls. Denny Lambert's got a goal in the 6 previous games he's been involved in. Lambert pushing it towards the middle. Can't find any help there. He got tied up and whack it away to the top of the circle. Good shot, good save by Ribnak. Ribnak is having an outstanding start, as we said. He's one of the leaders in saves in the International Hockey League. Tomlak taking it in behind the net. Good play by Tomlak to free that puck up. Dropped into the middle. Govaderis couldn't get it. Far side Painter. Painter winds up and takes it, and he missed that one wide. Rebound comes all the way to center. The boards are explosive here in San Diego. Offside as that was taken in the zone.
The lower parts of the boards are the yellow kick plate, that dasher board. Whoa.
It's away from the play at center.
Trouble at center. Dean Ewan, one of the tough guys for San Diego, is not in uniform tonight. He was a scratch after the warm-up.
McKay, Dave Mackey rather, and I think Lambert got involved in this. See whether or not there are any calls on it when we come back. 7:16 left in the first. Will be picked up on the affray that took place there as Denny Lambert will go, and the Admirals will lose one as well for the little just 2-minute minors picked up for roughing. So a 4-on-4. McLeod brings it in. McLeod with McNeil trailing. McLeod taken to the corner, trying to get it back to McNeil, intercepted. Marshall will bring it out of the zone to Sacco. Sacco, 4-on-4 situation. Here comes in himself. Had Donatelli cross in front of him, and that created the offside. Take a look at our league leaderboard in the International Hockey League, brought to you by Light Beer. Govaderis, who we're seeing tonight playing for the Admirals. You see the leaders in the percentage of team goals. Govaderis very important to a very good offense. Yannick Perreault, who leads the league in scoring, outstanding with Phoenix. UB McDonough here at San Diego counted on enormously. Those are the top 4.
Yep. Gary, during that last break, you were mentioning that Denny Lambert was in the penalty box. It asked you to say hello to some folks.
Wawa.
In Wawa, Ontario.
And I asked you where it was, because I have never been there.
Yeah.
Up by the Lake Superior.
It's on the Trans-Canada Highway north of the Great Lakes. You would remember it because of the big goose. There's a huge statue of him. It's a goose statue as you enter Wawa, Ontario. That's how everybody remembers it.
Hello, Wawa. Denny Lambert says hi to the folks back home. Pat Neaton's got it. 6:26 to go in the first. 4-on-4 continues here. Neaton brings it in between the leg pass, dropped off rather mistily right there to Sacco. Sacco got tied up in the corner though, chased down near side, and it'll be cleared out by Herkus. Kicked away Fedotov. Nice play by Fedotov. Fedotov sending it in. Sim covered it up. Sim came back, covered up on defense, and the pass comes back to him. Trevor Sim playing in just his second game. He's a youngster who they want to give a chance to, according to Phil Whitliff, their head coach. Hasn't played a lot. He said, I've got to get him into the lineup more, though. Brought in by Lilly. Lilly looking to the front of the net. Nice move. Lilly's got a man left side. Can he get it to him? Not in time. Lilly had a winger, actually had the defenseman Fedotov with him on the far side. By the time he passed it, Fedotov had come through the crease. Brought back in by Herkus. Herkus drops it off Evans. Evans the defenseman. Lilly turns back for Herkus. Herkus covering up on the D. Near side, Saber in the blast off the blocker. Far side knocked into the middle by Marshall. Fedotov lost it. Shot. Big save by Bester. Bester knocked it away, and it was Herkus again. Herkus gets up. Tip pass into the middle is intercepted. Outstanding save. Lilly brings it up. We're back to full strength. The 19 minors are over. Lilly gets tied up in the dump. Couldn't squeeze. Sabrin was there. Sabrin and Brad Warenka put the hit on. Warenka got it around the boards, and back they come. Admirals love to play the wide open game. Just keep skating, keep moving. Mackey just shoots it across the crease. There's another defenseman, Warenka up. Tried to get it back to Valashek, had it blocked off the far side boards. Mike Tomlak held it in. Nice play by Tomlak to keep it alive. Centering pass. Gets some help, Govaderis. Govaderis dropping it off behind the net. Van Imp's there to get it. Van Imp cleared it around. Another defenseman up. Randy Valashek. Valashek cutting to the front of the net. Bounce to Loach. Loach clears it out. And back to get it, Chris Govaderis. Govaderis, 9 goals, 3 assists, and 12 points. The leading scorer for the Milwaukee Admirals. Tony Herkus right behind him with 11. Neither of them picked up anything on that first goal by McNeil. Tied here at 1-1. 4:15 left in the first period. Tomlak behind the net. Jammed around the boards. Mike Tomlak still looking. Admirals in the offensive zone. Brad Warenka fakes. In. Shot. Bester the save. Rebound kicked out. He could have walked right in.
Yeah, he could have. Alan Bester had one advantage on that play, and that is he could see it all the way. There was not a screen in front of him.
Andy Valashek sends it in. The Admirals will change it up. And the Gulls hanging on here. This is the worst period thus far this season for the Admirals. In. McDonough shot. Herkus knocked it away. Good play by Ribnak, who got a glove on that as it went by. Near side Cavallini. His blast off the blocker in the end of the stick. Here we go. End to end. Let's gun it. Rolls through center. Neaton. He could make the glove pass there while he was down on the ice. Tony Herkus will come back to get it. Herkus trying to send it in for Cavallini. Had it intercepted. You talk about wide open. Cross ice passes through all kinds of skates and sticks.
Even with a young team, Walt Kyle, the coach of the San Diego Gulls, doesn't want to go to a conservative style.
Ronnie Loach, his shot partially blocked by Painter, and it ends up in the seats. You like wide open hockey? Mr. Kyle's giving us some of that. That's the head coach of the San Diego Gulls.
Coach Walt Kyle talked about him not wanting to play the 1-2-2, which is one guy in forechecking and then two guys forwards falling back and helping the defenseman in the neutral zone. And I agree with him. He said, you know, at this level with a young team, I've got to teach my guys how to think the game. And if you play a 1-2-2, it's like a little bit of pressure, fall back. It's a fallback position all the time. You don't learn how to read different types of forechecks. And in the NHL, it's a little different story. You can win games on a lot of nights with that 1-2-2. My goal is, number one, to teach young players how to play, and number two, to win games.
Lilly will follow this one into the corner. Chased down there by Sabrin. Sabrin got it out to McNeil in the middle of Joseph. Dropped back, shot Dobbin, deflected to the near side. Fabian Joseph. Our producer said, it was our director before the game. I wonder whom his parents were back then in the late 50s, early 60s.
Well, it's obvious Bobby Rydell.
That's what I said. I said it was Annette.
Or Dion in the Belmonts. There's some of those guys that you taught me about. Some of those guys that you told me used to sing back then.
The ones you never heard of.
That's right.
Brought back into the zone by Rochin. Rochin circling. Beaufait goes in front of the net. Lilly in the corner. Lilly and Warenka. Warenka pinned up by Lilly. Gets some help from Mark Beaufait. Beaufait 2 goals in the 8 games he's played. Shot wide. What a screen. Ribnak did not see that, but it went wide of the net. Govidaris. Govidaris as they change it up. Govidaris in. His shot. Bester's got it in the glove. Pat Neaton comes back to help out. Neaton joining this team, 23 years old, an international all-star player, covered up Bester.
Man, what a save by Alan Bester on that one. Dave Mackey standing all alone in front of him. Bester's glove was terrific on the first one. Here's this shot that was ripped by Chris Govidaris. Now Bester made that one look routine, but it was the save that he made on absolutely all alone Dave Mackey in front of him at the end that was the best.
Alan Bester 2-4 with a 3-9-1 goals against for the Gulls. There you see the shots on goal. Milwaukee with a distinct 12-5 advantage. Mentioned this period has troubled Milwaukee this year. They've been outscored in the first period 15-5 in the first period. This game is tied at 1-1 right now.
Takes those older legs just a period to
just get going. Hey, you got to get that blood flowing. Tomlak stood up. Good hit put on him. Berner is there. Cleared her off on the far side boards, not out of the zone. Brad Warenka dumps it into the corner. The Admirals, once they get down in that zone, offensive zone, start that circling play. And the defenseman, Warenka, stepped up again. A little coverage. Randy Valashek was back helping out. They are onside. Brought down Warenka. Warenka tied up, hog-tied. Almost knocked down, not quite. A little battle. Came out with it. Warenka getting the shot off. 1 minute left to go in the period. That was a defenseman doing all that too, working down low. Dave Mackey waiting for his teammates to clear the zone. Bounced that one off a body. Face down. Warenka couldn't get off the ice. He's got to go back to get it. Under a minute to go. Tied at 1-1. Sports Smash coming up. We'll bring you up to date on all the day's sporting news. during our first intermission, and we'll have the highlights and scoring summaries of this first period as well. The Gulls trying to get the lead, dump it down low, shot, save made, rebound kicked off the back of the net. Great scoring chance. Mark Beaufait twice down low, shot in. Fedotov had it blocked out deep. Herkus picks it up. 20 seconds left to go in the period. Cavallini with Herkus. Herkus is already in the zone, way offside.
How about it, Gino? Boy, you can always get a smile and a cheerful attitude and mood out of Gino Cavallini. And, you know, I talked to these, you know, one of the curiosities that I have, Gary, I'm sure you have the same one, when we talk to players that have played in the NHL and now are kind of settling down in some of the minor league towns, is what are the towns like to live in? And everybody to a man has told me that they love Milwaukee. It's one of those diamonds in the rough. You know, it's a town that you don't understand anything about until you live there, visit it often, or live there. They love Milwaukee.
A great city. Yeah. Great city. Love their hockey. Great building they play in. A building that the National Hockey League would be proud to have.
Well, they do everything with class. Lloyd Pettit and Jane Pettit, the owners of the team. I mean, if you want to see a touch of class on a minor league level that can compete with class on any level, see the job that the Pettits do.
They've done a great job there. They've gone independent with their team. Put a winner up. That's why all these veterans are playing for Milwaukee now. Officials move in to separate. Bester, busy first period, but got the job done for the Gulls as they were outshot. So he was the busier of the two goaltenders, but we end up a 1-1 tie at the end of one here in San Diego. Sports Smash coming up right after these messages.
Defensively, and you ain't going to win anything.
San Diego Gulls are right there, having beaten Denver Saturday by a score of 4-2 here at home, a win and 2 losses on the year, while this team, the Admirals, on the road, losing their last one, but nevertheless 6-3-1 on the season. Second period underway, and we are at full strength. Gulls have the face-off win. David Sacco won the draw away to Lambert. Lambert goes wide side, bounced that one off the boards. Joseph was there to pick it up, and they go back to Ken Sabrin. Sabrin out there in the defensive pairing with Evans, as it were, a lot in that first period. Evans on the near side. Sacco got a piece of that to bang it away. Shot wide of the net, wide side. This is the period now where the Gulls have got to be careful. They've been outscored in the second period 19-7. Shot, Evans scores, and there's one more. Sean Evans, his second of the season, the defenseman, ripping it from the top of the slot, and the Admirals have a 2-1 lead.
Gary, that's one of the areas that Walt Kyle was talking to his players about, that high slot area, and Evans was absolutely wide open. Nice one-time shot. I mean, and Alan Bester did not have a chance on this when it went off the post, but look, high slot, wide open, white all around him, but nobody stuck to him. And there's a time for zone, there's a time for man-to-man. You better not be in a zone when you've got somebody wide open standing in the high slot.
29-year-old Sean Evans, as we said, played in Italy last year, gets the goal, and it's 2-1. So just as happened in the first period, the Admirals come out and get a goal within the first minute of the period, this time at 32 seconds. Evans from McNeil and Dobbin. Took 9 seconds in the first period and 32 seconds in the second. The Gulls will hope they can do the same thing they did in the first, though, not let them have any more. Randy Valashek was battling along the board. San Diego able to hold it in, trying to get the offense going here. Steve Ruchin dropped it offside of the net. Ruchin came back to get it. Ruchin working out there with Lilly and Mark Beaufait, who's in the middle, standing in front of the net. Behind the net, Lilly, Beaufait moves behind. Beaufait had Waranka on him, pushed away. Herkus just dumps it out of the zone. And this will be an icing call. No, it won't. Chased down Couturier, who touched that one up. Nice play by Sylvain Couturier, who beat him to it. And this will go the other way for an icing call on the touch by McLeod. Just underway, second period, with the Admirals leading on Evans' goal at 32 seconds.
There's Anatoly Fedotov, number 2 for the San Diego Gulls. I was talking to him before the game, and Gary, we've already mentioned that last week on a Thursday night, we saw his first game of the season for San Diego. He wasn't in real good shape, but he feels good now. This is a terrific player. I mean, he was good even as a young player. When he was 20 years old, he played as a member of the Russian national team in the Canada Cup. I mean, that's the best there is in the world. That's the ultimate world championship. He played on a unit that featured Andre Lomakin, who now plays for the Florida Panthers, and Alexander Semak, who now plays for the New Jersey Devils. He was a 20-year-old defenseman. He said, boy, was I scared. I mean, Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky, those 6-5 games, some of the greatest games ever played, and he was in them.
Loach brings it out of the zone. Loach moving in. His shot bounced off the glove. Jim Ribnak did not handle that one cleanly, but it bounced wide of the net. And it'll be controlled by the Admirals. Good scoring chance for Loach of the San Diego Gulls. 2-1 score with the Admirals up here. Loach, who's been hot of late, got moved up to that first line. Joseph, Dobbin, and sent it into the corner. They'll change it up. Ferner goes back to get it. Mike Ferner starting it up ice for the Gulls. Govaderis getting out there for the Admirals. That's banked off the front of the boards into the zone. Mackey is there. Mackey sends it up. They'll wave it off, saying Van Imp didn't touch that one. So Bester has to play it to the side board. Van Imp hit on. Govaderis dropped it back into the middle. They do cover up. McDonough was there in the middle that time, but they couldn't get it out of the zone. Held in. Turnaround shot. Mackey just lost it. Picked his head up, tried to look for somebody, and lost control of the puck. Near side board, the Gulls coming out of the zone. McDonough. McDonough drops it and will follow it in. Sullivan, who has the goal for San Diego, sends it in deep. Held on to Ribnak behind the net. Gulls will change it up here as the Admirals come back through center ice. Team still changing. No offside call. You've got to clear out here and do. Fedotov was back to get it for the Gulls. Fedotov near side. Fedotov moving through the middle. Fedotov will set this one up. Fedotov trying to get it back. Backhand shot. Deflected wide. Rebound loose. Shot in the pads and held on to. And Sabrin pushing away to clean out in front of his goaltender, Jim Ribnak.
I don't think Jim Ribnak realized he had it at first, but it sure helps to have those great big mattresses strapped to you when you're 6'2" and weigh 200 pounds and you've got proportionately sized equipment. Jimmy Ribnak was down and just started to stack his pads, and I think he got it with the top pad, but he was down. This was San Diego's chance. I mean, San Diego's slogan right about now, or their team motto, yeah, I think he knocked it down with the top mattress when he was down on his back. San Diego's motto goes something like this, and we heard before we came back out of break area to feature Walt Kyle in the locker room, we heard him say, bend but don't break. And he told me that this morning. He said we have to bend but we can't break. Well, this is one of those situations they're facing now. They're down 2-1. They can bend, but they can't break.
Beaufait was in front, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Cavallini trying to clear it out, had it come right back to him as Beaufait blocked it. Betts held it in near side. Not a lot of playing time, if any at all, for Maxi Betts in that first period, but he's out there right now. Cleared around the boards to center. Fedotov stepped up, couldn't hold it in. He'll jump it off the boards. Cavallini is there. Cavallini sends it up. Herkus going in behind the net for it. Got a stick on it. Beaufait, though, will play it on the near side. Mark Beaufait. Betts. Far side Neaton and cleared into the zone by Maniluk. Betts back behind the net. Played in reverse on it. Couldn't control it. Cavallini tipped it away. They wave off the icing. Comes in on the goaltender anyway. And Neaton has to go back to get it. Pat Neaton of the Gulls. The Admirals leading at 2-1 in the second. Lambert starts it up. Blue line shot. Glove down. Jim Ribnak. Ribnak coming into this game is ranked 12th with a 3.02 goals against. Got some good goaltending numbers in this league. Dobbin shot. That was blocked by Van Imp to the far side. Warenka got taken out of the play. And it'll be cleared by Jason Miller. Miller got it out of the zone, but they can't connect. Good center ice play. Both teams here batting down passes on some good forechecking. Played around the boards, Van Imp, or at least he tried. Joseph cut it off. Good play by Fabian Joseph. Joseph tied up on the near side boards. Couldn't get a hold of that one. Mike Maniluk able to control. They'll clear it out. Marshall got it ahead, but that's an offside two-line pass. 5 minutes into the second period in San Diego. 2-1.
But let's not break. It will be tested if, in fact, the San Diego Gulls do not score the next goal and the Milwaukee Admirals do. If you're down 3-1 and you've got a young team and you're trying to come back against a veteran team, you've got an uphill climb. This is a strong defensive team in Milwaukee and a veteran team.
You see the second period, how it's hurt this young team where they've fallen behind. This is where he's trying to pick them up, play tougher. Werner brings it out. He'll make the rush. And just dumps it back in. Look at those boards. Ribnak put the stick out to block it. Werner there again, sends it around far side. They got Ruchin set up in front. Pass went right by him. Mackey was there, and Mackey clears it out of the zone for the Admirals. Ruchin came back to get it. They'll set it up in their own zone. Back through center ice come the Gulls. They're down by a goal, being outshot 13-8. Tomlak cleared it around. Warinka couldn't get it. Centered. Beaufait's pass got bounced up in the air. Tomlak left it. Warinka there. Better forechecking job being done now by the Gulls as they force that play. Create a 3-on-2 opportunity. Now 4-on-3. Nice poke checking job by Neaton. Neaton just reached in with the stick that time. That was an odd man rush for the Admirals. And they get a 2-on-1 going the other way. Gulls' shot, he missed the net. Shot it wide, and it ends up in the seats, and they slide all the way over to the corner as Govaderis wound up after intercepting and creating a 2-on-1 chance.
Well, Phil Whitliff, the coach of the Milwaukee Admirals. Oh, that's a good D play there. That's a terrific play. Coming back by Mark Ferner. This man has been living in the Milwaukee area for 23 years after that training camp that we both attended way back in the early 70s. He started in the International League in Milwaukee and said, well, maybe I'll just play part of a season there. He ended up settling down there and has lived in the area and loves it. 23 years he has lived in Milwaukee and has coached 5 different editions of Milwaukee Admirals teams over the years.
Been the GM of all of them. It's taken by the Gulls. Yubi McDonough back for Loach. Loach in his own end. Got turned around. Starts it up. Fedotov back for Loach. Loach a little room. Loach thought about taking it and then ended up without any room as Painter turned him out of the play. McDonough in front, tipped wide. That was a little close to the skate, so much of a shot on it that time. Yubi McDonough, 6 goals, 6 assists. Shot, missed the net on that one wide. Loach, good chances. Fedotov holds it in. Sullivan banged it away. Fedotov was moving in to help out. McDonough dumped it a little deeper, and the Admirals get it out to Sim. He'll bring it up ice.
Coming.
Cleared that one in. That's Cavallini as he comes over the boards, you heard.
We got him.
Cavallini's out there, number 44 in blue. Fedotov. Cavallini moved up on him. Fedotov, a very smart defensive player. Marshall the other way. Dropped it off. Good pass by Marshall. Save made. Rivnak kicked away into the corner. Sullivan, who had the goal for the Gulls, almost got his second right there. Cavallini taken away by Marshall. The race for it far side. Donatelli. He's alone. Donatelli poke checked away from him. Good play by Pat McLeod, the defenseman. Donatelli trying to hold it in. That bounced off the side of the net. The Admirals defenseman bounced that off the side of his own net. Up for Evans. Evans over to Couturier. Couturier brings it in onside. Cavallini tried to run it in and couldn't. Ferner able to clear it out. And back they come. Lambert. Sacco sliding along the ice. Off the boards, it is loose. Couturier set it in. Both teams making sure their defensive coverage is there. Tony Herkus. Poke checked away from Herkus. Van Imp plays it. Van Imp up the near side boards. Lambert.
Hey, 1-on-1.
Lambert to Donatelli. Donatelli dumped it back in the middle. Good play by Cavallini. Cavallini got back and reached in.
You got the point, Rick.
You hear Cavallini shouting out. Save made. Rivnak again, and a penalty coming up down low on that shot.
Boy, some good traffic direction by Gino Cavallini. And you have to do that. He didn't have his point man, so he told Tony Herkus, go get him, man. That's what Herkus did. McDonough, you're going to get a lot of attention. McDonough's 19 white, and if you stop McDonough, stop Lonnie Loach, well, you're going to stop the San Diego Gulls, and that's what number 8, Fabian Joseph, was doing.
Power play, first one of the game, San Diego. Fedotov shot wide. Played on the near side. Beaufait. 2-1 game. Admirals on top. Shot deflected by the defenseman that time. McNeil batted it straight up in the air. Beaufait in front. Pass to him. Blocked. McNeil. Did get it out of the zone on the near side. This power play has been a real problem. Werner will turn it the other way as San Diego 16th in the league, next to last on the power play. Near side, and a good chance right there, and Beaufait couldn't get it lined up on the stick. Beaufait dropped it, heads to the net. Lilly centering pass. Beaufait scores! Power play goal for the Gulls. 2-2.
Well, that is goal number 3 on the season for Mark Beaufait. But the problem that the Gulls have had on their power play is getting it set up in the zone. They got it set up, and then they went to work. And I'll tell you what, oh, man. Well, that is a terrific defensive player, number 8 in blue, Fabian Joseph, that for some reason passed it between his legs right onto the tape of Mark Beaufait's stick, and zingo, just like that. The Gulls have tied it. They bent, but they didn't break.
They've done it again, getting back from a 1-goal deficit. His first power play goal of the year for Mark Beaufait. And it's a 2-2 game as the San Diego Gulls pick up just their 8th power play goal of the year. And we are tied at 2-2. So the Admirals really being tested here at home. Sim brings it in. His centering pass for Tomlak. Tomlak had been tied up by Marshall, and the Gulls get it back out. McDonough giving chase. Dunner and Painter. Painter cleared it out of the zone for the Admirals. Goal came at 8:50. Beaufait getting it. Lilly picked up the assist on the power play. Back down low. Centering pass shot. Never got in on net that time as it hit the D. This is where the Admirals are real trouble. Mackey's down low. The shot. Score! A blast by Trevor Sim. Nobody picked him up. Bill, high slot area again, and the Admirals go back on top 3-2.
Yeah, that is the toughest area for a young team to defend. The slot area, especially the high slot area. And when he got it on his tape, Alan Bester looked like he went down on the play, and scouting report, you know, on small goaltenders is get it up on him, and Bester was, oh man. Well, Bester couldn't even see the shot. He was crouched over trying to see it through a screen. And that's a terrific shot by Sim. He waited for the seas to part, and they just ripped it up over Bester. Terrific shot.
That's the player last cut by the Canadian Olympic team last year. Trevor Sim, 24-year-old, played for the Canadian Olympic program, and then the last guy before they took off to play in the Olympics who got cut. He got the goal there, and it's a 3-2 lead at 9:34. Sim getting his first of the year from McLeod. But remember, as we said, Sim has played very little this season. And as he was told by his coach before the game, he's going to play more. And if he does that, he'll play even more. Here's Herkes. Herkes drops it. Couturier comes to the middle. He's open again. Couturier's shot. Blocked, bounced up in the air. Cavallini batted at it. And it's covered up and held onto by Bester. And players chasing each other around. Sabrin is the marked man, number 55 for the Admirals.
I think he's the peacemaker, Gary. I think it's Sean Evans that was being pursued.
It's Lambert who's looking for somebody. That's Sabrin, 55, talking back at Lambert. They are separated relatively peacefully. Sims first, McLeod the assist, 9:34 to put the Admirals up. We told you this guy is a 28-year-old veteran, Ken Sabrin. 279 penalty minutes with Milwaukee last season. Not afraid to take on the tough stuff.
Big boy.
Number 1 on the Admirals in that department last year. No penalties called on this. Boy, it is a veteran defense they've got out there. Valashek and Sabrin, Warenka have all played a lot of hockey. Sean Evans, minors, overseas. They're very deep, very solid. 3-2 lead for the Admirals. Neaton's got it. Pat Neaton, the 23-year-old, couldn't get that one out of the zone. They'll try it again. Ruchin was able to get it out, but not very far. In with Cavallini over. Better top up in the zone. Played. Valashek around the boards. Warenka got it out. Chance for a 2-on-1 break. Back comes Herkes. Herkes in. Herkes got cut off. Herkes centered, and it bounced out of the crease. Good defensive play by Neaton that time, who stayed on Tony Herkes and didn't give him any angle. Warenka back in his own end. Warenka got dropped and fell down. John Lilly was there. Centering past Beaufait. Back in front. Shot. Save made. Rebound backhand. Lilly at another save. Jim Rivnak in net.
But Jimmy Rivnak is interesting in the sense that he's got kind of a hybrid style. He is part stand up. He'll just stand there because he's big and to let it hit him at times. He'll go down with one pad at a time sometimes, and other times he's a butterfly goaltender. So you never really know what to expect with him. That time he went down on one knee with the paddle on the ice. And there wasn't much future for Jimmy Rivnak with the St. Louis Blues. Last season he backed up Cujo, Curtis Joseph in St. Louis, and got into 15 games, but the St. Louis Blues over the offseason signed John Casey out of the Boston Bruins organization And the writing was on the proverbial wall for Jimmy, so he decided to see if he could get his game back in shape in Milwaukee.
He's doing it here. Milwaukee owns all their own players as an independent team. He signed as a free agent, and he has 226 saves coming into this game, 4th most saves in the league, and has been very sharp for them, and has been sharp here again tonight. Held on to Maniluk, dropped it in the middle, just bounced away. Cleared up by Dobbin. Dobbin sends it in wide side corner. Chase down there. The Gulls. Darren Van Imp. Van Imp had trouble along the boards trying to get it out. Joseph was there. Joseph sends it back around the net. Everybody hanging on. Good hard work by Mike McNeil to get that puck. McNeil had been banged off the puck in the corner and just kept chasing around the boards and got it. He's stepping up to help. Pat McLeod in the corner. McLeod 29 of the Admirals. McLeod, McNeil both there, and they won't move it around the boards. McNeil had his skate on it up against the door.
You know, we've talked about Hubie McDonough having to produce. Walt Kyle told his older players, Clark Donatelli, Lonnie Loach, Hubie McDonough, he said, you know what, guys, you got to produce. You are our offense, and you've got to do it. And in these guys' defense, especially Hubie McDonough, you know, because I'm an ex-forward, the defensemen are going to say, yeah, you're just getting on the defense. But it's tough for forwards on a team that has young defensemen because they don't often get the puck in really good offensive situations and good offensive positions. Well, now with Fedotov back in the lineup and with Pat Neaton, I'll guarantee you Hubie McDonough's production is going to go up, and I'll guarantee you their power play will be better. We've already seen them score a power play goal here.
That's what Walt Kyle said this morning. He said, man, what a help it is to have these two new D working out here. Shot and deflected wide by Bester. Point shot by Sabrin again. Sabrin moves in. Sim, who had the last goal, dumped it off down low. Shot again. Bester has to knock it away as Mackey was there. Sabrin winds up and takes it. Blocked. That'll be about 40 rows back into the seats. When the shots have come on Alan Bester, they have come in flurries in this game.
Alan Bester's second year in the International League after spending most of 7 years in the American League and a bunch of years with the Toronto Maple Leafs before that. And then again, you see just at the top of the big circles, that high slot area, lots of room to wheel and deal for the Milwaukee Admirals.
Late change being taken, so Bester gets a little break. Faceoff will come to his right at the top of the circle. 30-year-old veteran goaltender. There you see the games played, 207 in the National Hockey League, and his numbers in the NHL. 9 years, Detroit and Toronto. Off the top of the circle, face-off won by Tom Lack of the Admirals. They dump it down low. Fedotov is there. Does he ever leave the ice? Mackey had it along the boards, left it for Evans. Evans back for Mackey. Moves back in. Mackey waiting for a little help. Got it. Sabrin just overskated. Wanted to wind up one time that one. Marshall's got it on the far side boards. Jason Marshall, the 23-year-old, on the Canadian Olympic team last year. That one will go the length of the ice, and Evans will touch it up for the icing call. 7:32 left to go. Second period in San Diego, where the Admirals are leading that man's team 3-2. On to a 3-2 lead. His team played hard and strong here with this young San Diego Gulls team, and you can see the confidence just over the past week since we last saw them.
Really, I mean, a couple of the young players, and most notably to me, Darren Van Imp looks more like a veteran player now than he did last week, or at least like a kid that feels like he belongs out there.
They really do start looking like they believe. Loach tried to turn, lost it. Tony Herkus starts it the other way in a 2-on-2. Now 3-on-2. Herkus got it into the middle. Couldn't get the shot off. Good scoring chance there. Randy Balashek had moved in. The Gulls, though, got back in a hurry. Tipped along the far side boards. He's got control. Turner takes it behind the net and lost it. Played back in front, right through the middle. Herkus tried to get a stick on it, could not. McDonough comes over. McDonough just banged it out of the zone. Intercepted Randy Balashek. Balashek as they clear Couturier behind Tony Herkus. Balashek again. Balashek's not played a lot this season for the Admirals, but he's getting a lot of ice time here in tonight's game. Dropped off for Neaton. McDonough just tipped past that one away. Loach coming on the near side. Pass to him off the boards. Herkus got there with it. Good play by Herkus. Back checking that time. Loach centering pass. Herkus moved in to take it. Herkus got a man breaking. Couturier's up ice. Couturier's open at the blue line. Couldn't handle that. Has to go to the corner for it. He had a couple of steps. Heaton came on and got it down low. Warenka's shot save made by Bester.
Boy, you notice how many times the Milwaukee defensemen move right into scoring situations and positions at the hash marks.
And still get back. Save made by Ribnak on the shot that ends up going in behind the net. John Lilly had the opportunity. Cleared around Govadaris. Govadaris, Dobbin in the middle with him. They crisscross. Dobbin will back it in. You know, this morning, Bill Whitliff saying about his team, I tell my D, one play and back. One offensive charge, then get back. Shot back to the near side corner. Joseph, Fabian Joseph, the turn. Able to hold it in. Govadaris to Joseph, and the save made by Bester. Dobbin's got it. Dobbin drops it off. The hard wrap by Ruchin, not out of the zone. Painter held it in. Right now, the Gulls having trouble getting it out. Ruchin, Fedotov lost it to Joseph. Joseph's got a man open down low. McLeod couldn't find him. Dobbin takes the shot. Score! It was a pass to the side of the net. Chris Govadaris, the one-timer. And the Admirals take a 2-goal lead, 4-2.
Wow, tough to contain a team of players of the caliber of the Milwaukee Admirals, especially Chris Govadaris, who is off to a terrific start in the International League, and coverage down low. And down low is from the hash marks in. You got about 15 or 20 feet of ice to cover. Coverage down low for young teams is the hardest to learn. It is not strict man-to-man. Very often you got to pass off, switch men, play kind of a zone. It's the toughest one to learn, and you break down. And that time the Gulls broke down, and the Admirals took complete advantage of it. It was a real nice passing play. I don't want to take anything away from the Admirals' passing play. That was great execution.
Well, they found Govadaris, and he hit him perfectly. Lambert looking. Donatelli shot save. Ribnak again. Swept along the far side. The Gulls, every time one scored against them, they try and pick it up and get back. Lambert going in behind the net for the puck. Lambert and Betts colliding with Sabrin, who was just trying to pin anybody up who went by. Sabrin clears it around the board. Sabrin playing it tough, and a whistle on this one. Now Sim, Sabrin, Lambert. Lambert has been involved all night for the Gulls.
Well, we've got a penalty coming up here too, and I got a feeling it's against the Admirals.
Govadaris' goal is 10th of the year from Joseph and Dobbin at 14:40 to give the Admirals the 4-2 lead.
Well, I was wrong on that one. I thought maybe Sabrin was going. See Sabrin doing a little roughing up along the boards, but oh yeah, baby. Well, that's the near corner to us, and I missed that one. Dave Sacco. Yeah. Watch this. Yeah, near corner, left of your screen. Dave Sacco wheeled around with a right straight shot to the jaw. Now, Dave, you seem like such a civilized guy. I got to tell you, he's Joe Sacco's brother, Gary, but in watching Dave Sacco, you know who he reminds me of facially and style-wise is Scott Young.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
You know, both ex-Olympians.
Yep.
And his style reminds me a lot of Scott Young's style.
Is it the right cross?
Well, for one thing, this is always the case, it seems. Brothers, one's a right-hand shot, one's a left-hand shot. Joe Sacco's a left-hand shot, and Dave, the player here that plays for San Diego, is a right-hand shot. My brother and I, same deal. He's a right-hand shot, I was a left-hand shot.
They'll try and explain it. Cleared in. Power play underway for the Admirals. They've got a chance to really shut the door here as they've got a 2-goal lead already.
Inside.
And the face-off is going to come.
It's inside. It's inside.
You hear him hollering inside the zone or outside. Cavallini's the one arguing inside. Gino Cavallini wants the Admirals to have it inside. Bester was hollering for outside. Cavallini wins. Not that he had anything to do with the call, but the face-off is going to be inside. Power play opportunity here for the Admirals.
Yeah, like one of the linesmen's going to say, Gino, I didn't see that one.
Right. Yeah.
Could you help us on this call?
Just trying to help. Tony Herkus wins the draw. Warenka back to him. Herkus, power play Admirals. Herkus centering, shot rolled in front by Couturier. Herkus came over to get it, bounced it off the boards, came back to him, back to the point. Evans trying to send it inside, couldn't get it there. Donatelli clears it out. Warenka back. Admirals did not convert on their only other power play chance of the game. The Gulls have a power play goal. Admirals lead 4-2. Nice pass by Herkus as he threaded the needle to Evans. Evans, you see the Gulls staying back on their heels. Evans' shot blocked. Turner went down and kicked it with his skate into the seats.
Boy, the screen was set up in front. But when nobody's moving, it really doesn't give a guy like Evans much of a chance to do anything. I mean, the puck wasn't moving, people were moving, but the screen was set up in the form of Gino Cavallini, number 44 for the Admirals. I'm here, I'm alone. Get it to me. Now what he's trying to do is work a pick. See the guy at the top of the screen? That's Couturier. If the puck goes into Couturier, you could see that Cavallini was trying to pick his man in front to give Couturier a chance to walk out. So Phil Whitliff, the coach, he's got these guys well schooled on the power play. They've got some definite set plays when they get the puck down low, and Gino was going to be a part of it if Evans hadn't tried to shoot on that one.
Cavallini's got 2 power play goals, picking them up as he jams it up in front. Govidaris has 3 to lead the Admirals in power play goals. There's Govidaris, who cuts to the net. Can't get it back to him. Tomlak moving in. Govidaris, wraparound chance, score! Batted in by Dobbin, I believe. I'm not sure. A lot of people at the top of the crease. Dobbin was on the far side. A power play goal for the Admirals, and they are now up 5-2.
Well, Brian Dobbin might have brought the guys at the Squire Hotel in Petrolia, Ontario to their feet. And the Hunter brothers may even be there.
See if he got the goal. Yeah.
Well, Brian Dobbin wears number 13 in blue. Now cheer real hard, Brian, so everybody will think that you hit that one in, but he didn't hit it in. No, but he wanted me to say hi to his pals back in Petrolia, Ontario, who are undoubtedly watching this game on the dish, and he said, yeah, if the drops have been taken out of the fields, the Hunter brothers will be in there watching as well. Dale and Mark and Dave Hunter, all from the same hometown.
Govidaris is going to be given credit for the goal as that bounced off Gulls and ended up in their net. And the last to touch is Govidaris. So he gets his 4th power play goal of the season and gives the Admirals a 5-2 lead. This is where, as Bill was talking about earlier, the Gulls have to maintain their composure. Lilly, the chip shot, ends up in the corner. Banged up there. Now down by 3, 5-2. The Admirals, Govidaris at 16:36. Tomlak picking up an assist on it. Remember, this Gulls team has not scored 4 goals this season, averaging just 2.5 a game. Icing call, 2:33 left to go in the second period. Walt Kyle's team, as Bill said, they know they're going to be outmanned by some of these veteran teams in the eye. And this is another one of those situations.
Yep, absolutely. You know, there are other players that wanted us to extend hellos to friends back home. A player that's not in uniform for Walt Kyle, Dan Lambert. Denny Lambert is in uniform, but Dan Lambert from St. Malo, Manitoba. Said his pals will probably be watching. JC and Ricker and Mario. Hi, guys, from Dan.
Bill Whitliff says hello to Port Huron. His mom's watching up there, so hello to Mrs. Whitliff. Cleared out of the zone. Feel like Harry Carey. Back into the end. Neaton's got it. Neaton bangs it out through center. Knocked down by Joseph. Sim. Oops. Got dumped, but no call. Trevor Sim got hooked down. But the team that did the hooking's down 3 goals. Not that that had any impact on the call, but there was. Flipped into the zone by Mike Maniluk. Goes in behind the net. Rivnak cleared it up the near side, and Sim able to bat it away. Could be an icing call coming as Neaton gets back on the touch. 1:59 to go. Second period. Admirals up by 3.
He is on loan to the San Diego Gulls from another International League team, the Cleveland Lumberjacks. Pittsburgh's farm team. Actually, the Penguins have Neaton on loan here. The Cleveland Lumberjacks are the opposite of the San Diego Gulls. They are scoring like crazy, and as a result, don't need Pat Neaton's offense as much as the San Diego Gulls do. So San Diego said, yeah, man. We'll take him now.
And he had a goal and an assist in his first game the other night in that win against Denver. It's only the second game he's played here this season. Down to 1:49 left to go. The Gulls would dearly love to get another one right here. Donatelli in the corner, poked away off the side of the net. Herkus couldn't get it. Donatelli turning with it. Donatelli looking, drops it. Shot. Lambert scores. They got it. They put themselves back within reach. And Donatelli created the opportunity for Lambert, who gets the Gulls' 3rd of the game.
Well, any good knuckleball pitcher will tell you it's not how hard I throw the ball. This one seemed like it knuckled. It was an end-over-ender, and it was well placed. It went to the upper corner over Jimmy Rivnak's left hand, but see it kind of fluttering? It had something on it. It wasn't a blast, but it had something on it. It kind of knuckled. And you know, remember I mentioned that Rivnak has sort of a hybrid style? That time, because it was a screen, he went down into the butterfly, and it kind of cost him because he wasn't standing up, and here we go.
Right off the face-off, they came to center ice and went at it on the far side. Chris Govidaris in the Admirals blue travel jerseys has already been separated from whoever it was he was after there.
Clark Donatelli?
Yeah, Donatelli. Govidaris and Donatelli will go to the dressing rooms with only 1:32 left to go here in the second period.
Well, you don't have to worry about Clark Donatelli trying to get his team going. Last time we were here, Gary, a week ago, we didn't realize this. I found out this morning from Clark Donatelli at the end of the second period in that game, he had back spasms, and he took Novocaine injections in the lower back so he could finish the game and play the third period.
31-year-old.
Are they yelling at each other there? I mean, there's space there. There are a couple of little dividers between Govidaris and Clark Donatelli, but not enough to keep them from yelling at one another, at least.
No, they're real close when you go into those dressing rooms.
Absolutely.
They're right next to each other, and there's nothing. They put up this movable partition that's kind of block separates the two doorways. See right there, the blue partition? That's the visitors' room, and the other side of that, you can see the top of the green door. That's the home team.
They couldn't get at each other. There are no green carpets going back.
Well, they'd have to walk on the cement, and no one wants to sharpen their skates, so they're not going to do that.
Boy, you want to get into a situation where you got no traction, just wear skates on that slippery cement because it's coated with kind of a paint down there. You would have a huge problem.
Put on new blades. So 1:32, the two of them will go. Sounds like double minors are being picked up here. Yeah, double minors on each, so they don't get charged with the 5-minute for fighting. Govidaris and Donatelli, there they are. 1:32 left here. They're straightening out the scoring on that last goal. Lambert will be credited with the goal as he picks up his second of the season to bring the Gulls to within 2. Coming up during our second intermission, Sports Smash will bring you up to date on all the day's sports. We'll go in the Admirals locker room. Donatelli, of course, picked up the assist, and a great assist it was. Off the draw, it's whistled, and an offside, and the faceoff will come back into the Admiral zone. You mentioned all the veterans. Mackey is one of them. This Admirals team has got over 2,200 NHL games, only 650 on the other side of the coin for the San Diego Gulls, and Mackey's one of those who's played. He did last year with St. Louis and Peoria as he went back and forth, and they get another. The Gulls down low. Neaton had it hit his skate in front. Rivnak down, made the save. Rebound clipped high in the air. What a great chance. Still shot, blocked, save made by Rivnak on McDonough. Held in by Neaton. Neaton's got room. Neaton drops it. McDonough save into the glove of Rivnak.
Hey, there is life. The Gulls are off the ground and flying now. Hubie McDonough was wide open on this one, but it's the end of a period. You know you're not going to get good ice. And when Hubie finally slapped one, it looked like it was going end over end. But this is his chance even before that. Rivnak made a terrific save. Hubie McDonough could have had 2 on that shift. Good save at the blue line by Pat Neaton. That's one of the reasons they got him. But you could see that the puck was rolling when it got to him, and it wasn't because of Neaton's pass as much as it was the ice.
McDonough really struggling in the scoring department until the last game. He picked up 2 goals against Denver. Prior to that, he'd had only 2 assists in 5 games. But those 2 goals against Denver may put him back on track. There you see the shots of San Diego's hanging right in, and also on the scoreboard as they're trailing by only 2, 5-3, and they were very close to making it a 1-goal game. McDonough won the draw. Rivnak again made the save. Great face-off in by McDonough. Sullivan, one-timer, rebound the other way, went wide on Bester. These boards are alive. That one came way out in front. And the opportunity went to Mike Neal that time. Neal just missed it wide. Joseph's pass intercepted, knocked away to center. McDonough again. McDonough with Loach. McDonough dropped it for Sullivan, but Sullivan got tied up by Cavallini, and it's cleared out of the zone. And this will be an icing call. The Gulls will take that. It brings the face-off back up into the Admirals' end. They're putting the heat on right now. Firing up their coach behind the bench, who was a little concerned when they went down by 3, because he was wondering, how will my young team respond?
Don't you know not to use the word firing and coach in the same sentence?
That's right. And it's his first year, too.
You did have the word up there, firing up.
Firing up.
There you go.
Not all. Walt Kyle comes out of mostly university as far as background and coaching is concerned. 10 years he was an assistant coach at Northern Michigan University, a couple of years in the Western Hockey League, and this is his first year here in the I.
And at a decided disadvantage against the independent teams. The independent teams are built to fill buildings, win hockey games, and make money. Not to say the San Diego Gulls would not like to do that, but they are developing players for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. They are a team that has an affiliation, as do 7 or 8 of the International League teams out of the 16 teams that are in the league. 17 teams, rather.
Valashek had to glove that one up the boards. Gulls really putting the heat on. Dobbin the other way for the Admirals. Dobbin in. Dobbin the shot. Missed it short side. Rebounded Beaufait. The Gulls want another one here. 9 seconds to go in the period. Dropped off near side. Ruchin couldn't do anything with it. Ruchin sets the pick. Blocked, and that'll do it. But the San Diego Gulls have put on a show here this period, even after they fell behind by 3 to battle back to get to within 2. They're in it.
Yeah, Walt Kyle, the San Diego coach, has said a couple of times to us since we have arrived, the one thing that we don't want to do is lose because of lack of effort. We are not as good as many of the teams that we face, but I will not allow us to lose because of a lack of effort.
And they certainly didn't do that in the second period. We've got another one left to go from San Diego. We've completed 2. Milwaukee leads at 5-3. All the day's sports. Sports Smash coming up right after they were picked up. So they are in the penalty box, and Gutierrez is over there. Off the face-off, it'll be controlled by Ruchin, who dumped it behind the net. Lilly centered it. Not quite. Neaton was cutting in from the point, the defenseman, and it just deflected wide of him. From the line, Sim's shot blocked in. Neaton comes back to get it. Neaton gets pinned up, almost cut Mackey's elbow. Mackey able to hold it in. Shot goes off the stick. Alan Bester in net for the Gulls, deflected over the glass and into the seats, and we're underway here in the third period.
Yep, the players in the respective locker rooms today were not very happy about Alexei Yashin of the Ottawa Senators signing with the Las Vegas Thunder to play there. They realize that Yashin is the first of potentially many NHL players who will come to the International League and will force the low guys on the totem pole out of jobs. These are the guys that are making $30,000, $35,000 just trying to earn a living in the I. That'll get pushed off of the roster, and these are guys that have agreed or had agreed in 1992 to be sympathetic to the NHL Players Union strike.
I don't think they'll come, Bill. I think they will be loyal to this league, and I don't think you'll see many NHL players in the minor leagues.
Maybe not many, but as far as I am concerned, a couple is too many.
Well, Alex Yashin, Detroit tried to make it a unique situation with a couple of players that they've signed, the Thunderbirds. The kid's saying he wants to be traded, moved, I guess, and whether he's going to play another season, this season in the NHL, I don't know.
Well, you know what, we disagree on that point, because I think that if this thing wears on, I mean, what is great numbers? I think you'll see 16, 18, 20, 24 players, depending on how long it lasts.
Yeah, I don't think so. I really don't. I think the players will. Puck shot deflected into the near side corner. Jam up there. Fedotov tied up. Loose. Fedotov couldn't get it. Tony Herkus coming out in front, centering past that bounce. Shot, save made. Bester being tested early here. They're getting everybody in that offensive zone again. Randy Valashek, the defenseman, was down there, and he was set up behind the net momentarily. Valashek gets back. They circle, can't get it in front. Marshall comes away with it. We'll start it up ice. Third period, just a minute and a half into it, and a 2-goal lead for the Admirals. And that'll be another icing call. We'll bring the face-off back down the other way. San Diego, this team had a circus in here in their home rink, so they haven't played much at home. They've only played this their 4th game. They've won 1 and lost 2 here with a 2-6-1 mark on the year. So not only has Walt Kyle had the young team, he's had a young team on the road to start the season for most of it. Won their first game there on the road and then went through that losing streak we told you about earlier. Face-off will come to the left side. They whistle it immediately on the draw as Cavallini was getting set. Well, we'll do it again. So we were talking about earlier with the average age.
Well, look at San Diego 92-93. That was a couple of years ago. They were 29.4 average. They were an independent team. 62 wins, 12 losses, 8 ties. Go down to the bottom. They're 5 years younger, and look at their record. I mean, that's the way it goes in the International League. If you can field a veteran team and are an independent team, then you're going to win.
That's right. And that's what the Admirals of Milwaukee are trying to do this season. Lambert's in the middle. Lambert's got Betts out there with him now. That's Maxim Betts, who's not played a lot. Sacco on the near side couldn't get it.
Go, go!
By Lambert. Valashek goes back. He collides. Valashek knocked down from behind on a hard hit by Lambert. They're battling in front of the net now, but the puck comes out to center. Valashek, pretty good crunch. Cleared into the zone, would have been offside. Marshall will get to play it there off the boards. Bad pass, tipped back into the corner. Fedotov goes back to get it. Good opportunity. Couturier in front, shot. Herkus blocked. Herkus trying to get a rebound shot, can't. Nice slide by Fedotov, who blocked that up ice. And offside, Sacco on the near side won't get the whistle as Cavallini was able to control. Cavallini bats it ahead. Couturier couldn't get it. Van Impe drops it back. 5-3 Admiral lead. These teams have played 6 times. This is the first one. Dobbin bounced off his arm. He centered it. Van Impe was there to pick it up. Van Impe drops it off. You hear the hollering coming from the bench. Burner sent it in along the boards. Back to get it, McLeod. Well, McDonough got knocked down. McDonough gets back up. He got leveled as he got hooked from behind. Doesn't stay down very long, though. Battle along the boards. Van Impe after it, along with Mike McNeil. Pinned it up against.
You hear what Hubie said? You can't tackle when you're forechecking. Hubie was trying to forecheck, and he felt that he got tackled on the play. Yeah, but it was a clean tackle, Hubie.
That's right. It was around the shoulders.
Hubie McDonough has a 3-year deal with the San Diego Gulls. He is owned by the Gulls team. 14 of the players belong to the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and there are 8 players on the roster that are signed, sealed, and delivered to the San Diego Gulls. Hubie is one of them. Lonnie Loach is another one. Clark Donatelli is a third. And Alan Bester, who is in goal tonight, is another.
Nucleus for this team to help these youngsters grow. Behind the net, McLeod. McDonough was back there after him as they keep the forechecking going here. Brought up by Fabian Joseph. Joseph headed to net. Dobbin tried to get it to him. Batted straight up in the air. And McNeil took a whack at it. Dived again. Dobbin save made. Joseph picks it up. Good play by Bester. Painter drops it off. This is not a power play. Deflected in front into the corner. Bester had to get a stick on that as he had Mike McNeil there with him. Shot Bester to save again. McNeil moves in, but he hangs on to McLeod's point shot.
Been so hard for Hubie McDonough's line, and he is out there with Lonnie Loach on the left side because the job that Fabian Joseph and Brian Dobbin and McNeil have done on him. And these guys have seen a checking line all night long, and Walt Kyle hasn't bothered disrupting his bench by trying to keep the McDonough line away from the Fabian Joseph line. But Fabian Joseph is so quick, so good defensively. He's out of the Canadian Olympic program, and Walt Kyle says to his top players, play through him. Now, I can't disrupt my bench by keeping you off the ice and trying to juggle lines and trying to keep you away from them. Play through them. You guys are good players.
And that's what they've been trying to do. Fedotov has it. Clears it around the boards. Gulls trying to get that next goal and make it a 1-goal game. Sullivan cutting on the right. McDonough tried to center. Had Loach cutting in, but the pass was blocked by Evans. And Evans got some help and cleared out of the zone nicely by Dave Mackey. Tipped in. Bester will come out to play it. Fedotov was right there with him and hit Bester. Bester lost his stick. Gets it back. Fedotov knocked it out of his hands. Then went back and picked it up and brought it back to him. A wise move. Sullivan, 3-on-2 chance the other way to Loach. Loach, Sullivan trailing. He gives the middle McDonough. Right through the middle. McDonough gone by the play. And then McDonough behind the play just upended Ken Sabrin and then skated away in a hurry. Centering pass. Rolled wide of the net, and there goes the net. as Mike Tomlak ended up being pushed into it. Admirals up by 2. 4:30 Pacific right here on ESPN2. The Gulls 2-on-1 chance the other way. Herkus gets back by Rugen wide. Good play, Tony Herkus. He got back to cover up and prevented the 2-on-1 from getting down into scoring position. Herkus has played some D in this game. Brought in by Lilly. Lilly shot. Oh, what a save! Rebound! He made another save. Jim Ribnak gets back up shot. Marshall another save.
He doesn't have his stick. It's behind him in the net.
Rugen shot in front, deflected by Herkus. Herkus bangs it up along the boards, and they get it out of the zone. Jim Ribnak, 3 spectacular saves.
Pretty good agility for a guy 6'2" and over 200 pounds.
He was bouncing all over the place, got the pads up as he was laying on his wallet to make one of those saves. Cavallini put the big hit on Marshall. As the hitting picks up, Cavallini and Marshall still colliding. McLeod gets the puck, though, back at center. Waiting for his teammates to clear, dumps it in, and teams will change it up here. Intercepted, Tony Herkus. Herkus in front. Herkus all the way through. Back up to the point. Painter. Near side McLeod. His shot blocked. Good play by Rugen, who put the body down. Centered right through the crease. Painter comes over to get it for the Admirals. Painter's shot. That one's blocked wide. Rebound in front. Shot save made by Bester. All alone was Trevor Sim at the bottom of the right circle. Govideris down low. Pushes it up the boards. Comes back to him behind the net. Govideris for Tomlak. Save made Bester. Wrap around Tomlak. Top of the crease. Govideris to Painter. Painter sends it into the corner. Didn't feel as though he had a shot. Gulls need to clear the zone right here. The hard wraparound, not hard enough. Painter steps up to hold it in. Painter back for Sim. Sim on the bouncing puck. Held it in again. Great offensive charge here. Sim leaves it behind the net. Tomlak. Govideris. Govideris kicking at it. Gulls will try and do anything here. Just get it out of the zone or freeze it up. They clear it up along the point. Rugen finally does clear the zone. Beaufait batted at it. Sims batting at it. Beaufait finally got to the bench. And the Gulls will change, and they needed it. What a flurry at each end. McLeod turns it the other way. Dobbin dumps it in wide of Bester. They go to that wide side corner. That's what he's done all night. Shoot it into the wide side. McNeil sent it around. Dobbin centered at it, blocked. And the Gulls possess and bring it up. Wide open action. Admirals leading it. Sent in by Lambert. Right in front. All along. Shot. And missed it wide. Van Imp. Van Imp had that one in the slot with nobody between he and the goaltender. Shot again, and it's missed wide as it was ripped to the wide side post by Sacco, and not on net. Donatelli held it in. Lambert trying to get a shot off. He got knocked down by Dobbin. Cleared out of the zone. Icing coming up here on the Admirals.
Yee-haw. Well, make sure those pad straps are tightened up, Jimmy Boy, and same at the other end with Alan Bester. End to end. Boy, great offense. Jim Ribnak was spectacular moments ago when he made 3 terrific saves. The last one he made without his stick. Made 1 save there. That was the save on Lilly, and this one was even better. He got that one with his right hand. I think it was with the blocker, the big square blocker. And now his stick is behind him. No sweat. You can't see the stick. It's in the back of the net behind him.
And Tony Herkus again. I don't mean to make fun of Tony Herkus, but Tony Herkus is an offensive player. That's how he's earned his living in hockey. He's done a great job playing both ends tonight.
All you have to do to be able to play solid D is to be a smart player and then have the desire to do it. And Tony Herkus has turned into, over the years, a much better all-around player. And he's a veteran, and he's a leader on this team, both offensively, and he's showing us that he can do it defensively. He's smart enough. He's a smart player. Other than that, the only thing that stops players from playing good D is that they don't feel like it.
Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah.
Effort. Neaton cleared it up the boards, but not out of the zone, as again the pressure being put on. Warenka behind the net. Warenka left it there for Tomlak. Tomlak and Neaton do battle. Out in front. Tomlak tried to get a shot off, had it blocked. Warenka's right there. There's another defenseman down low for the Admirals. Back into the middle. Tomlak saved by Bester, and he had to do the full split on that one. They're breaking bets up the middle at center, but they couldn't get it by Warenka. Warenka back to Randy Valashek. Valashek, good pass to Mackey. Mackey dropped it. Shot Tomlak, saved Bester.
Oh, great passing play. Great play by Dave Mackey over to Mike Tomlak. And Alan Bester now is getting to be the busy guy. And you know what? His coach, Walt Kyle, has already told him, he said, Al, you got to hold us in for the first half of this season. You got to hold us in because we are a young team and we're going to face shots like this in most of our games. This is the play before that where Mike Tomlak came out of the corner after cycling with Wawrinka in the corner, skating in those circular patterns and really confusing the young D and getting another good scoring chance.
There are the numbers on the veteran, Alan Bester. Good effort in this game by Mike Tomlak. He played with Springfield last year and was a darn good scorer. 44 and 56 last year for Springfield. And you can see why. He's had chances. McLeod, boy, he just dumped McDonough. McDonough was off to the races. Back the other way, Herkus does the 360 and dumps it in. Cavallini was going to the net. Fedotov is there. Poke checked away from him. Took too long. Now bangs it off the boards. Loach comes up to help out for McDonough. Sends it back into the middle. 3-on-3 with Sullivan. Sullivan looking for help. McDonough's cutting. Shot tipped wide. Fedotov, the defenseman, had moved in, but he didn't get the tip on net. Back the other way. Opportunity. Couturier off the end of the glove. Bester did get a piece of that off the glove on Couturier, who got dumped on the other side as he and Marshall are doing battle over there.
Now, the San Diego Gulls are a real community-minded organization. A lot of their players visit schools, talk to young kids. Alan Bester recently visited a group of 7- and 8-year-olds. And this is the banner that they sent him. We unscrolled it and taped it to the wall to get a shot of it. It's 10 feet long, 4 feet high, and these are some of the messages that were sent to Alan Bester. The school was called Tri-City Christian School, and it was Mrs. Lanier's class, and Al Bester was smiling when he was showing it to me this morning. He said, because one of the little messages on there said, I was worried about you after that game that you lost last Thursday, and it was the game we did, the 4-0 shutout against Las Vegas. One kid wrote, and really thoughtful, said, how are you? I'm really worried about you after that loss that you took last Thursday. And John Lilly and Dave Sacco are going to speak to an assembly at a school tomorrow. I mean, terrific community work by a bunch of guys in the minor leagues.
Minor leagues obviously tends to get much closer to the fans, much closer to the community sometimes than the big city boys do who are playing in the NHL. And that's a wonderful thing, doing that with the kids. And that's one of the reasons that minor league hockey becomes important to hockey overall. You spread the goodwill of the game, especially to young people. Good for Alan Bester. We got penalties picked up here after the little fracas in front of the net after that last scoring opportunity. Admirals leading at 5-3. When the penalties are all said and done, there's going to be a power play coming up here for the Admirals. The extra penalty is going to go to the Gulls. So the Admirals, who have picked up a power play goal, will get another chance here. Lilly shorthanded, trying to run it up in a set play. Wawrinka stepped in and took it away. We'll get you updated on the penalties. The puck was hit with a high stick, and that will be the whistle and the face-off. So a power play here. Walt Kyle's team, the San Diego Gulls, are trailing by 2. Well, I'm sorry. Now they put another penalty up for the Admirals, so apparently nobody's going to get a power play out of this. A double minor was picked up, and Marshall and Sullivan picked up 2 for the Gulls. So Painter gets a roughing call, and Marshall and Sullivan tripping and roughing.
That's Kent Painter on the right. Kent, you had to take a penalty so your dad could see you up close, huh? Kent's dad is watching in Prince Edward Island on the dish. I mean, everybody has a satellite dish that has a kid playing hockey.
Sabrin, they're ready to go, and they're going to be penalties. Neaton and Sabrin. Sabrin turned away. Neaton kept punching. Now let's see how this plays out. There was actually, let me get this so you know, there was a short power play apparently for the Admirals. And then after that last whistle, they put another penalty up on the board to the Admirals. It was only 5 seconds apart on those calls.
There you go.
So now we were skating 4-on-4. Now, depending on what happens here, we'll see whether anybody gets a power play or not.
Well, here's how this started along the board. You can see Neaton and Sabrin on the left of your screen are locked up. Well, Pat Neaton dug in there pretty good. Sabrin's way bigger. And naturally, you would think that the team that is ahead would show the most discipline and turn away. So Sabourin turned away.
They're both going to go, Sabourin and Neaton. So we remain a 4-on-4 situation. 4-on-4. Matching liners called on those two. Back the other way comes Joseph. Lots of ice now. Joseph down the middle. Lost control of it. Fedotov dropped it behind the net. Turner back to him. Fedotov plays it off the boards. 5-3. Admirals on top. We're halfway through the third period. Donatelli moves in. Donatelli looking, got help, shot, save made as Rivnak came out and cut down the angle. Mark Ferner came charging in that left side. He was open. They'll wave off any icing here. Both teams change it up. So there was a 5-second power play in all of this. Fedotov sends it in that originally had gone to the Gulls. And the Admirals, barring any other penalties, will also get a 5-second power play. Centered in front. Rivnak covers it up. Lilly there. Puck still loose. The jam. Lilly gets knocked down. Puck's underneath him. Comes away to the Gulls. Lilly, good job as he held onto it and got it back in behind the net. Lilly cutting to the net. Looking out in front. Can't find anybody. Turner was there as well. Everybody was in. Van Imp sends it in deeper. He just couldn't find anybody out front to hit. So they got the puck behind the net. Good play by Lilly to free that puck up again. Tried to go cross ice. Dobbin blocked it. Picked up in the corner. McLeod. He got run into and a penalty coming up here. It'll be on the Gulls. Delayed call. Delayed call. Sim up. Shot. Score! Rifled it to the wide side post on the delayed call. Trevor Sim, and he gives the Admirals a 6-3 lead.
Man. Well, I will just about bet my home on Trevor Sim being in the lineup for the next game. This is only the second game that Trevor Sim has played in the International League. This is game number 2, and he has scored his second goal. Showed great speed and even a better shot. Man, Alan Bester had this one just rocket right under him. There was the penalty that was being called to Dave Sacco, 18 in white. So this was a delayed call, and Trevor Sim made the most of it. Nifty move to get by the two guys that were along the boards. The Gulls got caught in a line change, top of the circle, raise it to the rafters, and rip it. In and out. I have no idea where that shot went. Even in slow-mo, it was in behind Alan Bester and out before you could even see where it went by him.
Trevor Sim, he got all of that one. And a 6-3 lead for the second time in this game, a 3-goal advantage. Evans in the corner, Loach is on him. Rebound turnaround shot goes wide by Govidaris, who's looking for a hat trick. Valashek dumps it in front, cleared up. Beaufait. A short power play here is now over for the Gulls. And we're back to full strength. Loach around the net. Rivnak's out of the net, but it hit the back pipe. And Govidaris has got it. Full strength now for both teams. Tony Herkus picks it up. Goal picked up by Sim at 10:20. Unassisted. His second of the game and of the year. Off the blocker. Renka. Shot. Score on the rebound. Tomlak. Batted in by Tomlak after it went off the blocker. Tomlak was coming right at the puck. I think it just hit his body and went in.
Yep, and that is a great lesson for anybody that thinks as a player that it doesn't pay off to go to the net and drive the net. I mean, all Tomlak was doing was going there. Alan Bester ended up with a rebound that he couldn't control. Not pretty, Mike, but you'll take it, won't you? Yeah, you're darn right you'll take it. Alan Bester off the blocker. Yeah, he was just sort of in a blocking, jamming mode. That's all Tomlak did.
Right place, right time.
And you know what? Not pretty, but good play. Good play.
Tomlak gets the goal, and the Admirals now have a 7-3 lead with 8:44 to go in the third period. Biasini turning in the corner, so they scored at 10:20 and 11:09. Warenka gets the assist on Tomlak's first goal of the season. Behind the net, Cavallini tried to jam it in on Bester, who gets the glove down on it.
Boy, you can see that the Admirals have picked up the scent too. When a team gets down, now they're down 7-3. Defensemen sag a little bit. They're young anyway, and guys like Gino Cavallini, veteran player at age 31, picks up the scent and just starts to jam and block the net all he can.
Who's it from?
Shots are 12-5 this period in favor of Milwaukee. Veteran Gino Cavallini out on the ice here with his Admirals up 7-3, going after their 7th win of the year. And dominating right now. Bester off Cavallini's shot, dropped it off. Set around by McDonough. And the Gulls bring it back up ice. Maxim Betts, who in 5 games has not scored a goal, the extra forward tonight. And Betts has not played a lot. Not much in the first, and came on in the second a little, and a little here in the third. Cavallini tied up. Sullivan took the puck away. Shot save. Ribnak rebound. Gin. McDonough just can't get it by Jimmy Ribnak. Yubi McDonough all over it. Ribnak again down on the ice, but he got it in the glove and held on. Our storyline here in San Diego tonight brought to you by Pringles. Milwaukee, 9 seconds of the first and 32 of the second. Picked up goals. Govidaris and Sim both have 2 goals each now. Evans, McNeil with a goal and an assist. Beaufait has picked up 2 points for the San Diego Gulls. Our Pringles storyline. Jimmy Ribnak, 26 years old, 4-10-1 with St. Louis last year, but as we said, among the top goaltenders right now in the International League. Coming into tonight's game, Ribnak with 5 wins was second in the league in W's.
Played at Merrimack.
Division II school, as far as hockey was concerned, I think when he played there.
I think it was at the time.
They've moved to Division I now. Sent into the corner. Boy, they've done that all night. Came out and Bester played it. They've used the boards. The Admirals have, going to that wide side dump. Lambert sends it in. Valishek was there and knocked it down. Joseph came back to get it. Joseph pushes it around the Gulls player, then got pinned up, popped it up, rolled into the crease, cleared out by Joseph. Chased down by Neaton at the other end, and they'll wave off any icing with 7:20 left to go in the third period, with the Admirals leading this by a score of 7-3. Offensive punch that we've seen the second and third periods for this Admirals team. Mackey's in, takes the wrist up, went for the wide side high and missed it. Rebound came all the way back to the blue line. Donatelli cleared it out and goes to the bench. Lambert trying to get it in, got tied up. Elijah Govidaris and lost it to Tomlak. Mike Tomlak, 7 assists coming into the game, picking up the goal though, the first he's had this year. Ruchin almost had an opportunity for the Gulls, couldn't control. They wave again, wave off the icing. Intercepted Govidaris. Govidaris 2 goals in this game. His centering pass intercepted. Ruchin cleared. Back with it is Lilly. Lilly's had scoring chances tonight. Unable to convert. Ribnak a reason. That one just didn't get all of it. Beaufait right off the heel of the stick. Moved about 2 inches.
Great feed from Ruchin.
Put it right on the tape, but when he wound up, it was on the back part of the stick. Lilly sends it the other way. Ruchin moving in with it this time. Ruchin cut down by Savard. They tangle. Shot. Ribnak. Wow. Is he looking tough? That one hit right there. He's checking to see if he still has the top of his helmet. Puck went right off there into the seats. Duquesne on Monday at 6 o'clock Eastern at 3 Pacific. College football on the Deuce. Ionic quarterback sensation Tom Proudden has thrown for over 2,000 yards in 6 games. You'll see him. That'll be on Monday night right here on the Deuce.
Boy, there's some throwing quarterbacks all over the country. I was reading USA Today on the high school quarterbacks that are setting records all over the country with their arms.
The throwing game. A shot and a save made by Bester. Took that one up high. Trevor Sim going for the trick. Right through the middle. Govidaris and Sim both have 2 in this game. 7-3. Admirals on top. McDonough dropped it off. Back near side. Shot. Save made. McNeil was wide open on that one, and Maniluk rather, and didn't get all of it. Tony Herkus turns it up ice. Herkus just sent it into the corner. Near side for Sim. Sim point. Warenka gets the D down. Warenka sent it in front. Tip tack and toe. Put it home as it's picked up by Sylvain Couturier. You talk about the tic-tac-toe play in hockey. Well, there it was.
Yeah, the Gulls kind of gambled on the play. You'll see on the replay that there were too many white jerseys high in the zone, and what that left was kind of an outnumbered situation in front. But good fake by Warenka, and then look, white guys keep coming. They keep coming, so that left a 2-on-1 in front, and boy, what a beautiful play.
Couturier just hanging around that post.
Sylvain Couturier, he gives good hanging around. You know that? He really does. He's not much of a skater, but he has been a prolific scorer at the minor league level and in junior hockey.
41 goals last year with Milwaukee. Shot and a save made Bester. Is he getting tested here in this period just to hang in? Mike McNeil had the last chance on him. Couturier's goal is 4th from Tony Herkus at 14:37, and he's got to be happy with his team right now. Bill Whitliff and his Admirals have just poured it on second period and then again here in the third.
Yeah, well, Walt Kyle, the coach that is opposing Phil Whitliff, there is Walt. He told us last week when he talked about the Las Vegas Thunder, and he reiterated the point about the Admirals this morning. He said that teams like this have an offensive gear that we simply do not have, and we have seen that gear go into overdrive in the third period here.
38-32 the shots in favor of Milwaukee, and the San Diego Gulls, as you would expect, have been outshot this season overall by about 6 shots per game. They're getting about 28 and giving up 34. That one deflected post to post on the shot by Dobbin after it hit some bodies out in front. Brought back in by Sacco. Sacco, backhand shot wide through the screen. Ribnak, who held the short side post, didn't have to make a play on it. Dobbin dumps that one in off the board. Turning on it is Mike McNeil. And McNeil's in a battle on the far side boards. Yet to be separated. Now they do. He and Donatelli. Gives him Lambert, rather, gives him a little cross check. There they are. Lambert separating, and McNeil's going to the bench. Back comes Marshall. Marshall into the goal. Look at that rebound. Came right out in front of the attempted wraparound. Sabrin backs it up on the wide side for Evans, but missed him. Beaufay's got it. Beaufay dropped it for Lilly. Lilly, Beaufay cutting in. Sabrin poked it away, and Govideris has it. Back they come. Got a 2-on-1 chance. Tomlak dropped it. They're onside. Evans, the D, right between the wickets on that pass. Lilly clears it up along the boards. Could really open up here. 8-3 game with the Admirals up, and only 4 minutes left to go in the third period. Maybe lots of skating room. Ruchin dropped it back. San Diego into the zone. Turner's shot, save made. Caught him in the chest that time. Ribnak bounced right up in the air and made the save, and he's all right. Back comes Tomlak again. Tomlak, Govideris behind him. Govideris the shot wide. Rebound Tomlak. Put it between his legs right through the crease on the deflection. Let's open it up. Lilly the other way. Sabrin in front of him. Over the head of Ribnak. Goaltender's going to be going. Let's get this over with. Back into the zone. Both of them. Govideris intercepts. Cleared it up, but not out. Yes, it did come out. Fedotov tried to hold it. Could not. Admirals up by 5.
All of the Imperial fitness, the best value.
6-1. Staring at their 7th loss of the season. Well, the Admirals are looking for their 7th win. Randy Balashek over to Warenka. Warenka dumping it. Couturier up front. Bouncing puck right into Bester's glove. He'll drop it off. Fedotov's got it. Fedotov, Sacco through the middle. Rolls in wide on Jim Ribnak. Ribnak's going to pick up the victory here tonight. It'll be his 6th of the year to make him 6-3. All alone, right wing side. Dropped it off for Herkus. Sim had the opportunity. Dropped it off to Herkus. Tried to stretch a little too far to get much of a tip. Betts out at center. Set right back in on Alan Bester. And an offside call here as the zone had not been cleared.
Trevor Sim had a chance at the hat, and he passed off to Tony Herkus. And he couldn't have passed to a nicer guy. Tony Herkus would have passed to him in the same situation.
Here is Sim. He is the extra forward tonight at the start of this game. He's not the extra at the end of the game.
That's for sure.
A regular shift. But when he started tonight, they had to dress an extra 3 lines and an extra forward in the eye, and he was the extra. And as we said at the start of the game, his coach told me this morning, I don't think he'll play. I'm going to let him warm up, but I probably won't play him. If I do, I'll dress him as the extra.
We have witnessed the making of an International Hockey League career in one tilt.
He's moved up a couple of lines on this one. Sent down into the corner. Dobbin giving chase, took McDonough down. Turner couldn't get it out of the zone. Joseph held it in. Marshall. McNeil moves in. Dobbin, 13 of the Admirals, kicking away at it and got it. Dobbin, great offensive player, back to Painter. Painter sends it in, side of the net. McNeil again. McNeil and Marshall still doing battle down low. 2 minutes left to go in this third period. And they'll whistle it on the corner. Central Division, where the Admirals play, leading Kansas City by 1 point. So a chance to move out with 15 points if they pick up this W, just 2 minutes away from it.
How many of these teams are the independent teams? Milwaukee's an independent team. Kansas City are they still affiliated with San Jose?
I believe they are still affiliated.
Yep. Atlanta with Tampa.
Yep.
And Minnesota Moose, independent.
Yep. 17 teams in the league. They added had some franchise moves and added teams. Minnesota, one of the new teams, shot wide of Bester again. Team plans to expand, maybe even 3 teams next year. And we told you in one of our other broadcasts, the Eye's looking to go to Europe and create a European division.
Yep, you got $6 million, folks. You don't know what to do with, and a 10,000-seat arena and a population base of $1 million. You too qualify for an IHL franchise.
Tom Lack's shot goes wide. Marshall back to get it. I'll never get over that Kalamazoo move, a team that was bought for $25,000. Now worth, if you go by the expansion price, $6 million. Jimmy Rivnak knocked that away. Ruchin shot. Rivnak knocked it away again. Rivnak, strange angles on those chances. Govadera sent it back. Evans, the D shot. That, I think, hit Bester in the mask.
Yeah.
Looked like caught him right in the head, but he didn't have much of a reaction.
Didn't flinch.
Just kind of kept right on going. Ricochet right off his head. Evans with 1 minute left to go, third period. Bester back to get it. The Admirals leading it by a score of 8-3. Through center, Couturier, Govadaris and Sim, the two got a chance at the trick. Herkus sends it into the corner, or tried at least. Bester stepped up and took it away. Couturier back to Herkus, who kicked that one wide. Shot off the stick by Sim. Played by Van Imp. 35 seconds left. You're looking at the time remaining in this third period. Back up come the Gulls. Maniluk. Jim Rivnak. Down to cover. He's not, well, he will get a whistle. They wanted him to keep playing, but he got the whistle. 26 seconds left to go. The Admirals leading this 8-3. 5 more meetings will take place between these two teams before the season is over. And the way Jim Rivnak is going, he'll be in a lot of them. They've got Mark LaForest, who's the backup goaltender tonight, who's played in a couple of games. Rivnak, though, has played in 9. This is 9th.
Well, we're going to be in Milwaukee next Wednesday for a game. Maybe we'll see Trees then. Mark LaForest, he's on a 25-game tryout, so they're going to have to work him in. It's not 25 that he plays, it's 25 that the team plays. LaForest is backing Rivnak up.
In the corner, the icing call will bring the face-off the other way. Tony Herkus picking up an assist in tonight's game, but playing a lot stronger than that. He is the #1 center on this team, and his 9-game point scoring streak extended tonight with that assist. And he's getting down and grooving on the bench.
Well, Gino's got rhythm. We know that.
They're ahead. He can afford to listen to the music. Marshall centered along the boards. Brought back up Govadaris. Govadaris looking in the middle. Shot. Save made on Sim by Bester. So a chance for the hat trick at the buzzer. Nobody gets it. Govadaris and Sim each end up with a couple, and the Admirals come away with an 8-3 win as Rivnak picks up the victory in net.
Well, there's no question that Walt Kyle's team was outmanned in an offensive sense. He said the other guys got an offensive gear that we don't have. But Jimmy Rivnak deserves to be one of the stars of this game based on some of the saves that he had when San Diego really had good offensive flurries around him. He was terrific.
Well, we hope you enjoy this one from San Diego as the Admirals will continue to lead the Central Division as they go 7-3-1. The San Diego Gulls 2-7-1. Our final from San Diego, Milwaukee 8, San Diego 3. For Bill Clement and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for being with us on The Deuce.